So the Texas governor has signed a law that threatens Planned Parenthood's sex ed curriculum, and that affects Austin Independent School District because they just proposed a sex education curriculum, which has been 3 years in the working, and it's supposed to, they're trying to work out the finality of it. But because of what the governor did, signing Senate Bill 22 into effect, it bans certain transactions between a governmental entity and an abortion provider or affiliate of the provider. And since Planned Parenthood is the one who basically wrote the sex ed curriculum, then it thereby affects Austin School District. So they're trying to figure out what the heck to do about it. The culmination of all this, the final lesson that they do, is actually involving a role play page. So one of the things is they're going to review all the sexual activity, and on this role play page, there's scenarios, and so the students have to answer the questions. One of the examples is describing a young lesbian couple, again, 7th grade, young lesbian couple, one of whom is pressuring the other to engage in oral sex. Her friends agree it will, quote, bring them closer together, end quote, but her mother wants her to wait until she is older. What should she do? And so they have all these different scenarios that the kids are going to have to kind of role play through and discuss with one another.
2 questions. One, when are they going to do all of this stuff? Where do they do all of this stuff? I mean, this is a serious, comprehensive form of sex education. And it's not just 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. It carries all the way through high school, different versions of this. And it starts even in elementary school in some instances. My question is, they spend all of this time in the public schools on all of this excruciating sexual minutia. It's not just about biology. Even if you think teaching birth control to kids is a good idea, even if you think so, you can do that in a health class one time and be done with it. This is comprehensive sex ed. And the role playing, right? Notice what the role playing is. In order to teach kids about safe sex or responsible sex or biologically protective sex, you've got a role play about oral sex and lesbians? It is utterly and entirely unnecessary aspect of this. What they're doing is, under the guise of comprehensive sex reform that's going to protect your kids from STDs and unwanted pregnancy, they are socializing all kinds of sex. They're using the excuse of protection to socialize your kids in progressive ways without really consulting the parents.
And what's interesting is that Abby Johnson, who people may know if you watch the movie Unplanned, she's the former Planned Parenthood director, so she knows better than pretty much anyone about what this sex ed curriculum really means. And she's also in Texas. She's the one who put a photo of this up on her Facebook, and she posted it with the caption saying, as someone who used to teach this type of curriculum, you need to hear this. And she's not opposed to birth control being taught. So the purpose of these programs is not to help your children negotiate difficult sexual situations and to teach them refusal skills. The purpose is to teach them that these sorts of sexual situations are, quote, normal for their age.
Yep.
To teach them that their parents are not a safe place to turn when they have questions, and to get them into Planned Parenthood clinics so that they can further separate children from their parents. We mocked, and this is when she was director at Planned Parenthood, we mocked their peers who chose abstinence in front of them. Not all kids are in these situations at that age. Not all kids are exposed to these types of scenarios, and not all kids are sexually active at this age. But I can tell you firsthand that the people educating your kids through this program expect that they are, and they have zero problems telling your kids that it's completely normal if they are.
Well, and they, as Abby pointed out, they have zero tolerance for kids who aren't sexually active. The argument of 7th graders, 6th graders, this is a 6th grader potentially reading about 6th or 7th graders reading about 2 lesbian girls wanting to have oral sex with each other, and it's always mom's the problem, right? Notice what else it does. Mom's the one who gets in the way. The idea that mom might have a point, the idea that mom's morality or her religion or her family home where these kids live, that might have some bearing on the behavior of the children is utterly undercut by this. And you know what the moral of the lesson is, right? The 2 7th grade lesbians are allowed to have all the oral sex they want regardless of what mom says, and we at the school are going to help you do it.